that the former National Petroleum Authority boss, Honorable Dr. Sheikh Mustafa Abdul Hamid, is a subject matter of investigation. Again, in a very bizarre situation, you put together a press conference, you state that Dr. Mustafa Hamid is a subject matter for some investigations, that is corruption-related offenses. Yet, at the time you were making such a statement, Dr. Mustafa had not even received even a text message, even a letter, even a phone call, nothing, no correspondence that you need him for investigation. Is this fair? Is that how you do your work? It is interesting to note that Honorable Mustafa has not received any invitation from the special prosecutor or any state investigative body, nor has he been under any investigation for any said alleged crime. Let me state that the NPP, we are going to cooperate with any state investigative body. We are. The NPP, our members, past CEOs, past officials, anybody, we are going to fully cooperate. Let it be known that the New Patriotic Party and our members are law-abiding and will cooperate fully with any state institution. But however, we will reject any form of political harassment. Any form of political harassment. What happened in Mr. Ofori Atta's house is very unfortunate. We are not in a jungle. What happened there? And for the special prosecutor to even say that his intelligence revealed that what happened in Mr. Ofori Atta's house was staged, managed. It was staged by himself. It's very unfortunate. When especially we have CCTV footages showing all of these men in uniform, all the vehicles used, and one Japa leading the men. So the OSP got it wrong. What kind of intelligence is he gathering? What kind of intelligence? Ladies and gentlemen of the media, let's move on to the next issue. The government's illegal directive to nullify or to revoke public service appointments made after December 7th, 2024 is regressive, potentially detrimental to the democratic gains and governance in Ghana. The President's directive to the Chief of Staff instructing heads of government agencies to nullify or to revoke all public service appointments made after December 7th is poorly conceived, illegal, and profoundly damaging to the hardworking Ghanaian. This decision contradicts the core principles of job creation, which the ruling party promised through its 24-hour economy. We were here in Ghana, we were told that the 24-hour economy will provide jobs in the morning, some will go in the afternoon, others will go at night. So what happened? Mr. President, in addition to its devastating effect on individuals and families, the directive lacks legal foundation and compromises the integrity of Ghana's public service recruitment processes. Public service recruitment in Ghana is not arbitrary. It follows strict bureaucratic processes with multiple levels of approval. Before hiring a personnel, any agency must obtain financial clearance or board approval from the relevant authorities. in some cases, even from Public Services Commission. You must secure financial clearance from the Ministry of Finance, incorporate new hires into its annual budget planning, and adhere to specific timelines set by the Ministry of Finance, which often spans months or even years. So, the processes of recruitment is not just an event. Ladies and gentlemen, it is absurd to suggest that public services could bypass all these public agencies, could bypass all these procedures after December 7th, 2024, and illegally recruit staff. The mere date of appointment does not invalidate the due process that was followed before these individuals were hired. If recruitment occurred within an approved financial clearance period, retroactively nullifying these appointments clearly violates administrative justice and employment rights. Further, Ghana's labor laws protect employees from arbitrary dismissals. Appointments that follow proper procedures establish legal contracts between employees and the state. A blanket cancellation of such appointment would constitute unlawful termination, exposing the government to potential lawsuit. Accordingly, the letter signed by the Chief of Staff, he stated that the recruitments were made in the public services are not in compliance with established good governance practice and principles. It is worthy to note that this so-called good governance practice and principles can never be grounds for termination of appointment. In his letter, he never mentioned that these recruitments were done illegally, they did not follow due process. He never mentioned so. He only said that it was against good governance and practices, all because the people received their appointment letters on the 7th of December 2024. Constitutionally, every government has a 4-year mandate. And it is clear when the mandate will expire. So before the exit of any government, that government duly, under the Constitution, can undertake any exercise, including recruitment. Ladies and gentlemen, this revocation will destroy livelihoods. We are talking about the police, those who have been recruited, the police, military. We are talking about fire service, immigration, SEPS. We are talking about GRA. We are talking about all institutions. So we are talking about thousands of jobs, mass unemployment. The most immediate and devastating consequences of this directive is the mass unemployment. Thousands of Ghanaians who have legally secured jobs will suddenly find themselves without work, not due to incompetence or redundancy or any illegality, but because of a certain political expediency. This decision will also plunge thousands of families into financial distress, worsening the already difficult economic condition. It will also discourage young professionals from pursuing careers in public service, as it indicates that job security is subject to a political current. The government must recognize that public service appointments are not gifts. They are legitimate job opportunities, and through due process, these affected workers are not just numbers, they are fathers, they are mothers, they are recent graduates, they are breadwinners. They have committed themselves to national service. Their fate should not be decided by politically motivated directive. The New Patriotic Party has a duty to defend Ghanaians against such unjust directive. We will not support the Mahama administration in destroying the livelihoods of Ghanaians who have gone through the process to secure their appointment. On December 19th, 2016, when the NDC lost, I recall the former President Mahama, then now President Mahama, through the same chief of staff, made key appointments. In fact, on the 16th of December 2026, that was when they appointed the Auditor General, the former Auditor General, Mr. Domlevo, who is part of the discredited URA. Key appointments were made. Mr. Joseph Whittle, Ms. Josephine Nkrumah, and Mr. Daniel Domlevo to lead SHRAJ, National Commission for Civic Education, and the Office of the Auditor General, respectively. Additionally, on December 20th, 2016, President Mahama, through the Finance Ministry, also increased, I recall, the National Service Allowance from 350 Ghana cedis to 549 Ghana cedis, effective January 2017. Ladies and gentlemen, the NPP government under President akufo-addo did not cancel these appointments. We honored them. Likewise, we did not dismiss John Mahama's last-minute appointment or last-minute increase to the National Service Allowance. We honored all of these. This is how democratic governance should function. It's supposed to be a continuum. Therefore, President Mahama cannot revoke the appointment of these recruitments, just as President akufo-addo took responsibility for his last-minute appointment in 2016. He must also take responsibility for the appointment made legitimately, whatever date within 2024. Now, because this directive lacked basis and it was not well grounded in law, we realize that there have been a lot of abuses. When you go to Ghana Water, I saw a communique from the Chief Executive Officer saying that for him, he has revoked all appointments from November 2024. Why? Because when he took office, he noticed that the appointment made at Ghana Water were in November 2024. So if he is supposed to stick to the directive of the Chief of Staff, he will not get anybody to sack. So he had to go back to November 2024. Very bizarre. So because this directive lacked proper legal grounding, it's been a subject of abuse by so many state institutions. And this is very, very unfair. We urge Ghanaians whose livelihood are at risk due to this unfortunate directive from President Mahama's administration to remain strong and recognize that the New Patriotic Party is dedicated to protecting their legitimate jobs. The NPP will fully support any legal action to undo this illegality, this wrongful termination of appointment. I am already in court. I've already directed my lawyers. Today, as I speak, they will serve all processes. They are going to file all processes today. We are in court to challenge the unconstitutional act of the president, and the New Patriotic Party will support any legal action to undo this illegal and wrongful termination of appointment. We also encourage the affected persons to come together and seek legal redress. Ladies and gentlemen, President Mahama's administration is a growing disaster, particularly in the fight against corruption. As you know, the government established oral committee. For us, it looks like the committee was just set up as a political persecution mechanism. Why? I have a report in my hands, and I'll read it. The former Chief Executive Officer of Microfinance and Small Scale Center, Maslok, Sedinam Tamaklu Adyunu, has been sentenced to serve 10-year prison with hard labor. The conviction stems from misappropriation of funds allocated for Maslok activities between 2013 and 2016. Over 17 million Ghana cedis, which was meant to be disbursed to victims of fire incident at Kantamanto, was misappropriated by the accused. The report that was presented to former President Mahama, and even the ones that we've seen circulating, I have not seen even a sentence or even a page talking about Sedinam Tamaklu, somebody or who misappropriated. He was a former CEO of Maslok. And for this person, the entire matter has gone through our court processes. The court made pronouncement. He's been sentenced to 10 years in prison. Yet, the oral committee whatsoever did not find it appropriate to tell Ghanaians where Sedinam Tamaklu is. Indeed, I'm even surprised that even yesterday when the Attorney General had the press conference, I was thinking, because this is a pending issue, this is some monies misappropriated, 70 million. I was thinking that the Attorney General will even mention it, that maybe they've been taking steps to make sure that Sedinam Tamaklu will be brought back to Ghana. She rather is a fugitive, not Mr. Ofori Atta. She rather is a fugitive, not Mr. Ofori Atta. President John Dramani Mahama has promised OCAL instead of oral. President Mahama now, according to Manasseh Azori, is the Republic's chief clearing agent. Ladies and gentlemen, President Mahama cannot shift the chief clearing agent tag to the Attorney General and the Minister of Justice, Dr. Dominic Ayeni. Yesterday at the press conference, you saw how the Attorney General struggled to say that President Mahama did not direct him to file nolle prosequi and that he made a decision independently. I mean, this is bizarre, and for me, this is even more worrying. Such important matter. A minister tasked with the construction of 5,000 units of houses, $200 million involved. We did not get the 5,000 units. We rather got uncompleted 1,005 units. The said minister was in court, and the Attorney General entered into a nolle prosequi, and he's been appointed. You have a situation where there is a $66 million scandal hanging around the neck of the former Senate boss, Mr. Ernest Thompson. And instead of him to answer to Ghanaians through the court, again, the Attorney General entered into a nolle prosequi, cleaned this person. He says, go home. And then you have a former deputy governor in charge of banking supervision, advancing a colossal amount of 400 million or so to a collapsing bank. And he's in court to answer the Attorney General goes to court, picks this man up, clears him of all charges. Then the following day, interestingly, he is appointed governor, Bank of Ghana. So you ask yourself, President Mahama, so is it the case that you cannot get anybody at all to be governor, Bank of Ghana, and you must appoint somebody with a heap of cases around us, with so many issues around his neck? He is answering a case in court, a case involving over 400 million Ghana cedis or so. And Attorney General goes in, picks him up, clears him, then the following day he is appointed governor. Meanwhile, you are chasing after certain ghost document from ORA. And then you have Mr. Domlevot saying that even all the documents they have gathered, it must be audited before it can be credible. Can you imagine? You've been given a work to do, and then you present your report, and now you are telling us that even the work that you have done is not even correct. It's not even solid. And that we must audit it again. This is the kind of situation we find ourselves. Ladies and gentlemen, the Attorney General can tell this story that the president wasn't aware. What kind of governance is that? That you drop such important cases in court, involving former ministers, involving somebody you intended to appoint the governor, Bank of Ghana. You made all of these decisions without the input of the president, and the president wasn't aware. Said this to some children by the fireside, but not to us. President Mahama appointed him and instructed him to clear the NDC members whilst taking steps to prosecute opponent using a certain discredited aura. Even their chairman cannot even declare his assets. He says that he stays in Airport Hills. A plot in Airport Hills is about $500,000. He says he's not the owner of the mansion he stays in. A big mansion with swimming pool, 8-bedroom, big mansion. He says that he's been renting this building for the past 8 years. From our checks, it is between $15,000 to $20,000 a month. He told the committee, the vetting committee, that the only source of income for him is the money he receives as an MP. Let's add all his sitting allowance, committee allowance, all of that. His pay is $20,000. All the allowances put together, let's say $40,000. Then you stay in a 220,000 Ghana cedis a month house. You, ORA committee chairman, you cannot even declare your assets. You cannot even disclose your source of income. So where do you get money, apart from the 40,000? That where do you get money to fund all of these 220,000 rent you pay every month? In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, this Mahama government has deceived Ghanaians. A candidate who campaigned to reduce the cost of living is now busily undermining people's livelihood by revoking their appointment. Candidates or President John Dramani Mahama, who promised to uphold the laws and combat corruption, instead is clearing alleged wrongdoers and turning blind eye whilst the OSP abuses the law to target his political opponent. The NDC did not promise this to Ghanaians. Based on the experience so far, the reset President Mahama promised is a deterioration of Ghana's modest gains. Ladies and gentlemen, Ghana needs an upgrade, not just a regressive reset we are experiencing only a month into President Mahama's governance. We invite Ghanaians to join the effort to hold the Mahama government to strict accountability. Thank you very much. So, Minyanoma Yabekano Chinso, Yabebono, Bekani Titium, Bonitofa. Nietienie.
Confirm me subscribe to channel we, but omu ni notifications me ba live for anase me post video to ma omu hunu me video nhwe. Eti enwan se obekọ YouTube no so wabọ me din Ekonaba TV no ebe yi aba. Eyi ba no wabọ me video ba akoso. Obo me video ba akoso a se won subscribe ya no wamia subscribe button no so. Se won subscribe so no wamia adoma no so to all notification. We ye ne sa na se me the video tumu a obo se won sa be kan na won so wanya bi ahwe. Se de be ya me ba obehu me nti no mia adoma no so. Na Facebook kai so be like me page no say the be ya me video bi a me post bi ansa betimi aka bi betimi akọ settings e wo phone no so na wa mia settings no akọ notification na afi akọ mia YouTube no wo dia to notification button to wa mia to ho say the be ya me ba live wa benya me intina me kire saa no ma we nyina me sere wo say wonya ne saa ye ne saa say won subscribe to me channel so a subscribe to channel say the video to ma unsa betimi aka bi me da se
Asempa FM ina say me Afernyo 70. Yo, na anya oda.
Anya oya.
Ye o fire da.
Ye nya o fire.
Agro so can be what ya.
O say emo de.
So somebody was swimming in power 2020 to 2024. Swimming o bon chikura na a problem. O kan asem kura na a problem. Anyway, the OSP abe to declare somebody a fugitive.
Fugitive means that we are Edward Famra. According to OSP, fortunately, no, Mensaka correspondence between OSP and the former finance minister lawyers. And make kind correspondent then we leave the public to judge. And also we comment on the issues OSP. And I was say any finance minister any former finance minister any former MP boss Mustafa Hamid in Sudin Ayede Abamu Ebi. Yes. Mustafa Hamid.
The Ebano.
Okay. Okay. Into my into Oman the first letter, and I think the OSP dated 5th February 2025. 5th February 2025. Osene Kenneth Ofori Atta direction to attend the office of the special prosecutor. And I think when was in response to an earlier letter na edikan akoso ama Ken Ofori Atta responde na special prosecutor di we so this one is dated 5th February 2025. I say by letter dated 24th January 2025 you were informed that the office of the special prosecutor has commenced investigation into suspected corruption and corruption related offenses regarding 4 cases in respect of which the OSP considers you a suspect. Further, you were directed to attend in person the OSP at 6 Haile Selassie Avenue, South Ridge, Accra, on Monday, 10th February 2025 at 10:00 GMT for interviewing. I believe, sir, I say up until this point. Second paragraph. By a letter dated 31st January 2025, the law firm Minka Premo Osebonsu, Bruce Catlin and Partners, and for the purposes of disclosure, Osebonsu were many partners. Justice Kusi Minka Premo Esquire informed us per your instructions that you are out of the jurisdiction indefinitely on medical grounds, and that the firm would notify us of your arrival in the country in aid of rescheduling your personal attendance at the OSP. Further, the firm offered its willingness to provide the OSP with any information we may require to aid in the investigation until your arrival in the country. The OSP does not need or require notification from your lawyers of your arrival in the jurisdiction. The OSP acknowledges your lawyers' gracious offer to provide us with information in aid of the investigation. However, your personal attendance at the OSP is required. The OSP declines your request to be away from the jurisdiction indefinitely on medical grounds. On your say-so, you are directed to indicate by close of business on Monday, 10th February, MA 12, into MH Monday, and I could declare a reasonable date of your return to the jurisdiction and attendance at the OSP. If you fail so to do, the OSP will take all necessary legal steps to secure your return to the jurisdiction and attendance at the OSP at your own choosing. Kisia Jabianksan in such a letter way as here. A letter way, a letter OSP Eddie kind extra comma. Your friend is saying, Ken Ofori Atta, say Omu Hiano. Ken Ofori Atta man lawyers extra brain say Omi Kromha and or out indefinitely on medical grounds. And lawyers say no my crado. Say baby the here be OSP here be to aid the investigation. No lawyers will make that available. And OSP can say never by this letter and say no. Omu here can for your tankasa. Now the lawyers no way or more kade or money entum. And OSP in this letter no introduce the word indefinitely. Second for can say you will be out of the jurisdiction indefinitely. And I'm say response we call into any 5th February 2025. And when this letter from the OSP on the 7th of February 2025, now lawyers of Ken Ofori Atta also command the special prosecutor direction to attend the office of the special prosecutor. Further to our letter dated 31st January 2025, and in response to yours dated 5th February 2025, we write as solicitors for Kenneth Ofori Atta in respect of the above subject, which was addressed to our client and in which we were copied. Please find attached here too a document indicating that our client is receiving medical attention at Mayo Clinic in the US of A, detailing his appointment and timeliness, suggestive of a post-March date when our client may be able to be in Ghana. We shall be grateful if any attendance in person required by your August office is fixed, taking into account the medical report from his doctors. Counting on your cooperation, where Minka Premo Osebo, so the justice could see Minka Premo Ankasa and an insa eshe response we as here. After the OSP letter, no, and lawyer society so call say ye nipa nampa oyare na hospital allergy treatment any amamo the letter letter from doctors no letter from doctors no oman Mayo Clinic almost say 200 First Street SW Rochester, Minnesota. Na Mr. Kenneth N. Ofori Atta in inverted commas Ken Now, when also dated February 7th, 2025. Almost to whom it may concern. Hello, dear sir, madam. Mr. Kenneth Namaya Ofori Atta has been seen and evaluated at Mayo Clinic in Rochester. His medical condition necessitates that he will stay and follow up on his appointment and undergoing further testing and management, including possible surgical intervention in March 2025. Please contact me with any further questions. Sincerely, Emma Ahmed Eden Abdalhim, MD, Section of International Medicine in Rochester, Minnesota. And an answer a letter we are saying. And then the lawyers near attach we just to say, doctors say by March no baby and kobede obetimi aba. But the OSP feels say it shouldn't be at the say so of Ken Ofori Atta was suspect, no, and it was client. I don't know, so maybe OSP was expecting say Umra test. They were Ghana to confirm.
Why should we talk like that? Why? Now OSP on Yariana. The investigation was a
it's one question we can.
Until that thing is done, why? My doctor actually made that point. What showed your neighbor?
Yes.
The power that you have, say, throw no dear, you can pull him from everywhere in the country, in the world. So why? Now we've gotten to the point that if people pay what he has said, OSP recently 2 million bro be so to be cry na chinchi china ya fancy hwiche mu na ya fancy ben fancy to pass ya fancy brana all contrary a big to what the doctor has said that on contrary, so you know that Ken Ofori Atta is deceiving the public.
No, because I shall letter we so law firm no the medical report we any letter na command on the 7th and da ben 12 and then press conference meaning say from 7th now in second letters you know I don't say be am no so aye na obi and the same but you
cannot also come and give us half information. Now the club is fugitive obi come law school be that oye nipa ya hwehwe no oye nipa borofo yes
wajani akotete
na woni lawyer for odin komo ana afo betimi akwa akire baabi nipa na oya no so oda na me me asa ase adwini bita bi wachiri sei ebetima to me until we prove secretary doctor natural biaba no e kontompo
yes
until we prove that you are Ken Ofori Atta otiapo yiye
and on person obeba
maybe to be the man who say OSP
no 2 million
maybe only please let's not do that 2 million power I shall be said
oh sure
please how many inside you know one country now why are trying what my name and the crata come OSP me yare o press conference usually man can say yare na me bua e kontompo wako check your hospital doctor no credit komo e bua payo why do you do that yes so no pay no more now the person be say what you be say I personal vendetta na that's what is coming across now match na edabe match na edabe
because our lawyers say communication almost say obetimi a fixed date be in March because March na we share hospital we no maka say
obi me tan no me yes so so she every one you need so we all the time go home apart from nami judgment no we all the time go home and the truth is commercialized in this country and no man say fatness so who said that the OSP cannot invite anybody or suspect? Say, "Na name to be the cardboard abre on mine and Ajumakobi." Who said nobody can do that? But this is a clear point. Say, my lawyer for the German name. Whether you disagree with the laws or not, we go court to mention German. And we do the German because young people because more German to be who the move German.
Maybe OSP so suspected. Foul play.
But your suspect. No. You cannot suspect. You cannot be emotional. You can just face the reality. The reality is that is the man sick? have you checked that the doctors in court are doctors because you have the power to do everything you want to do in terms of investigation.
Maybe he's done that.
So why didn't you tell us?
In NPP Press?
Of course. Because we know why. And you really all meanings into it. If indeed you have checked and it is true that Kyei-Duah Ken Ofori Atta on Yaribia and another matter on Ghana. Now Brother Musa Assembly do Ghana Kosha Richi. Another matter, it's a good case. But we have to be fair in applying the law.
Yeah.
The law of Roba, only the Krataba, without to Kratana, Uma Uncle First Year, Akko said, who could be any mamma, said your baby said, do you know here as a special prosecutor? You know what time is it?
If I take two takeouts for me, number one, let her now lawyers make sure say Papa will be out of the country indefinitely. We need to see that.
But where is that letter? We have not seen any letter to the effect that Ken Ofori Atta says that he will be out of the country indefinitely.
Yes.
That is our problem then.
It is the only letter I have cited. The one the lawyers Minka Premo extra comment hospital report.
So let's push the OSP.
Yeah. Two things. The letter that says he will be out indefinitely, and number two, OSP in Saka letter away from lawyers and medical report what was done to ascertain whether say Papa no oyare and answer onyare. Say onyare and obeka say Ghana for you say oyare a different conversation altogether. And I think the OSP could have held here and say Saka letter away from the lawyers yes he actually say Papa no onyare no catch here and say oyare. But to declare him wanted and fugitive when that information in channel dear. It's a bit. It's a bit.
Then you know why? Charles Bisu and Yakete wanted. Why? Do we get power to intimidate and just frustrate people? And so they are called for child or for the good. Oh, yeah, the past and the present is still going on. And so, see, you probably see the person. I don't know, yeah, want to say, yeah, enemies. 16 regions, we are one. Why? We don't copy one, what could you ever? I don't know about Baku also says, simple and I'm real. Did you know you have to be correct? No, it can be possible. We should desist from men with evil heart and evil intent. We should desist from that. People with selfish and greedy intent. We should get away. Naive people and ignorant people, get away. You should build a society that is based on love, truthfulness, probity, and accountability, and know that no condition is permanent. And I said, go for them, so maybe an amabua. Send the power for Naba. Say, I'm breaking this on Naba. Send the power for Naba. Say, President Onobu, send the power for Naba. I'm not trying to put Zumuana. The way you piano. Sasukuano. You're careful.
But knowing the OSP, before he holds a press conference, now on crossing T's name daughter eyes.
OSP okay. The OSP even so a successful law person while in the career and but so in Nipa.
Oh, in Nipa.
But was I can say and can do with you. So I have for trouble OSP. I make a old down tears so I no, I said to Oyarin Passo say, you declare so no Ghana Ghana because of Corona. Can you imagine? But we are careful. We are careful. Because so Diana Hamilton, you must intimidate that.
enra na office of the special prosecutor Afernyo Centrofo nhia mu ma wo Kisi ejaben ejina koya na mu ekasai no Kisi ejaben kasem no na wo chirim se enka na for owura Ken Ofori Atta tansa bako and 9 and ode ayanta opanyini ko mu bako aye National Cathedral sika twitwire die $58 million ye de kokotu amena sika nasa amena nsusunsu amba megum na chese ya sanom ensu se bimpedwe se kogu amena no ensu fi ensufon ye de ahwe nyeye na chese sika $58 million no amena bako sika ni ebei Ken Ofori Atta abo man ka edi to otwo opanyini na se wo mbre o mechiri mu adekodie nte wakari $58 million ye de kokotu amena o man no ye nyamfaso bia amfa emfiri mu wodi no so eto nchen ya Strategic Mobilization Limited ye 20 different SME deal no so no wo se Ken Ofori Atta mo man na boka papopa enye kawa eno so no hia no so obeba no obeba chiri madekodie nti okokoye sa deal na amfa so bia ambre o man Ghana tansa bako enan afoforo mienu so eka ho bi na owura Kisi ejabe chiri mu se Ken Ofori Atta watwe na ase a wo hu no enti no declare wanted na chese why wanted power o man Ghana mu ye hwehwe ni gidi osusu se opegyine no krampo no ye hwehwe na ye hu no wode ne ho aka nwura enti so wote nka boye ono ankasa wonsimu pam no wonfa no ho mamra enye saa na se bire bi twam na so ma ya ene ba bi owo bia no embra betwe na se na ye de no agina embra no na enura nsem ipie monten so na otafo mra se bedwani worumanya for Vincent Eko asifo a opanyini twem se we de wankasa na akofa ba ye wankasa ogigereje Ken Ofori Atta Ghana fo hu ye kan se opanyini adwuma na wo somo ma Ghana se fotesanfo no wo mbo number enti fo adwuma na to ho na wo se Ghana sikasem o mampanyini se da already we use American system enti onya racial for ne onya racial for china Ken Ofori Atta na besom enam so ma NPP mrase bedwafo bako aduokono 90 ebobo mo ho anu ko mampanyini fie ko kache mampanyini se yankasa ye nipa se bi mpredua se wiaso twa katere made nche ne pete ho na wo nwe na bia yankasa ye nua no na so adwuma na opanyini ne ebo no egu ya monyokore ni mase ntima ne nko o mampanyini amfi na chese o ma owura Ken Ofori Atta som yesum yakusisi wono yankasa na koma to ne yam ansa na o ma Ken Ofori Atta akọ ama Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam waba beto aso enti owura Vincent Eko asefo akire se ne Ghana fo honfom so Ken Ofori Atta so obesom Ghana bere bi atwamu na OSP declare wanted a ede na owura Ofori Atta wankasa na opeko ne koyiwa no esa se bra Ghana no so ba besom Ghana fo sia ma won so ma ede ne yetwe ho ma so yetwe ho dawre bi ba besom ma won so ma na wasore na ukọ na wotwe se chinchina mu mpo mesom no na ho asema ba no owura Vincent Eko asefo akire se owura Ken Ofori Atta wo MPP ba wono so MPP ni na so we die se be mpredua sa kwapem ni wo se ade a wonye die na wonye enu ntini se Ken Ofori Atta wakofom na so wo espihwehwe wa kọ ne koyiwa no esanse wankasa na ope na ade wo ye ni ya ba so ye ka se kọ na akọ ya nka na bi a enye sa asemu ni ye ka enu nti kọ na wa anko na asema ba na so wo espihwehwe wa MPP ni ame me gina mu bi se mra ni na mapagya mensa me ni wo bi asem ka enti kọ ne kokoyi ho ano so wanye mfom so akotiri mu kyemra na akọ so na se wo ye mfom so ande ho na behunu se ampa se wo my Ghana emra wa ha Vincent Eko asifua and odi ensemu ato eja
clearly see say your party no drum pempen so na akoyese se bi yemunipa
ti ojitum sa.
Oh yes, why not? Because as I said, say Samre no dey name to me nka. But this is the right time for us to be able to say it because
me ma on fast Samre to me nka because me busa say ojitum nka me busa say na muka.
And I make a choice say yeah me living testimony to that. As really? I said, as a member of parliament. What I say me want me constituency so be so pay transfer because e be oya adwuma of forestry commission.
Okay.
Say me mean to me yeah. Say me ko see you.
See you yeah.
I ko see you na see you no pamo as a member of parliament. What becomes of you?
Says now we are honorable member.
I am telling you, say na unim say
honorable.
Unim say I had the opportunity to engage Minua Kwame Tikesi on it.
Kwame Kroma.
Yes. And unim say me can say asem I have received so many calls and so many messages. Just as a lot of people with similar issues about it.
So just an example. And I made for real.
Yes, and I made the no. It happened in front of Collins, the former finance director of the party. The Collins Nyama also. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because Collins Remu, and I mean to me Remu. Because the secretary was telling me so not available. To Collins Timmy Remu, I'm so national executive Remu the name is me because so many appointment I had to leave and so much embarrassment. Yeah, but it is unfortunate, and these were some of the things that are not easy in our party. People who did not even have your friend say the gravitas in terms of party no stage and nkofo manya adwuma party no nkofo party for ni nim no because mra me of Sir John ho no obekọ no ho na te say oh yeah Sir John played about 80% of me win waterfall
ene da ko aye ka se eni mo no re ho ye pa
I was really hurt because it was my home and yes bisika no bi bepe because ye hia osika onyankopon so ahira bi but the followers nkofo mu di achi a they expect that a member of parliament ebetumi abo more respect to promotions with respect to transfers now beba na ono no tese na me kra na yemi see na what happens to no grassroots person and these were the challenges that we were going through. I am sure said that
we feel hono so man ko kan wanzem because na mu pese mu break 8 no said na mu kan dia
metro when you say metro krata former complaint powerfully worded letter and come de kwakoma the president at the time when you stop him there's a guy forestry friend Onuma
it
was Onuma who pleaded with me say mintraso and yes I then Onuma will tell you he's one of the directors. But I'm saying all these things so that as a party, because from now till the next 4-5 months, you know, also to me here who drew my people who say the omukomo, we also went through the same thing, and it is a bad side of the party. And we should find a way. We should find a way to be able to deal with it. About you two ways, so be office na so pamwa. Many also when you be home, like I say, I couldn't mapa na. And no about officer or more diama Juma for UTV. O cameraman or conform more. I agree, but have conform more. You mean any doubt so.
Send me call me boss office no pammy bear me as me boss up me, but to be for office, they may call no pammy and send you dipam. But would we a party need to work or party a Juma or my Juma, but o party in an CEO. Yes. Or journality. Yes. Sir John and any deputy.
Yes, because we need but as I said, minim what came over our people, minim, and immediately say in future we should have a very strong party. When I say a strong party, I mean national executive strong party. Sometimes just a phone call to some of them because, as I said, Nippon is the national executive.
Are you party in strong, and the national executive in strong?
I think that we need to beef it up.
Beef what? The national executive,
the national structure. No, we need to beef it up. We need strong men. We need strong people.
Chairman, what secretary said the constitution change to beef it up. No,
because you see one for say and can you cannot do it well. And here, a woman. We feel that it's our time to make sure say we best share party in here. You better share party in here. I believe see a normal go. Wow, normal go no anim how better no. And if we don't speak true to power, we cannot have our party the way we want it. This is not the party that some of us knew. Time I university na no, that's not what we are saying. And so we believe that we have a way to deal with it.
I don't feel na munyi na mo kasa as a time be there na mo ye quiet. See I know there.
It is okay.
Above all of a sudden you all have found your voices.
It is better late than never. What you say. But I feel and maybe me who your friend say a post to be from one of social media commentators. Wakotro na all to yampia de koma baumia na baumia yesia no. Maybe we have not learned as a party. We will not allow those things to happen. A Drew Horner so be per se. In fact, the party executive have even issued a statement say, "Obi or any political ambition or beso ye penny or party in afaton chain until we are done with the review committee, and I say committee no more around for us to be able to find out as what really transpired. Forget about any ambition that you have. Until Pacho, we will be now supported by Umia or support to Kennedy. Forget it. We are not interested in that. Our party and the young people in this party are not interested in that kind of contest. We are only interested in building
any flag bearer race in the
It depends on the committee. But you see, we are not interested. Let's build our party from the scratch. Let the young men and young women who are now feeling a hopeless situation, as they say, no more. How now a young pure to the atom. Say we do attend. We are not interested in that. And this time when we see those things, I'm not sure say we will keep quiet about it. We will let the people know say the masses want the party to now look good. Me aba he oba kumasia. Emrewafo ne nkokrafo mo do party no. Okay. Omodo makoma ina do party no. Okay. We are letting them down. Yeah, more no, we can't do that. We have to understand say nkokrafo bo mo do party no to the extent say omo a party no eni maguasia. Say we omo so krampo no assisting omo tie no omo ni mponje. And we have that responsibility to make sure say ebema party no ho ayakono.
How to use the laser home kit. First, apply the gel directly to the tooth surface as demonstrated on the video. Second, connect the light to your phone using the USB provided. Leave the light shining on your teeth for 16 minutes. Fourth, rinse your mouth and the mouthpiece with water, cold water. And lastly, smile. Using the toothpaste separately. Brush twice daily with the toothpaste. Bear in mind, this product is not suitable for pregnant women, breastfeeding mothers, and children under 18 years old. Enjoy!
I am Shafo. So we'll pay a sifita structure of what and the enough for Wokodom unique laser whiten. Any tea stains, coffee stains, smoking stains beer, unique laser whitening product. Ebaying in air free summer, come. The Oyan is so befraying. I was 079-9979-2330. Unique laser whitening. Or say Muni Seso.
Yes, and I make for my work. Anne Pro Technologies. We are specialized in both sales and installation of CCTV cameras. Yet on ESA install CCTV cameras in the South Ghana and NASA brochure now fear Ghana. Now pursue CCTV camera installation. We need Pro Technologies and in South. We get CCTV camera installation, electric fence, automated gate, access control, video doorbell, and our intercom, and our satellite TV, home theater, so upebiato, and our and our person install them out. Pro Technologies and our software. Na shene so. Say fidye nyina from America brochime. Enti send papam na opedia. Men nwene ho. Na ne bo so da form. Make sure you know the web brochime mu ha. Any a branch e wo Ghana. Ye ni mo bra wo bre. Enti sika fire nsem. Se fanya japade ma wo Ghana. Wo da. Na nie tenese. Yes general construction. So web brochire na peso si fi o Ghana. E dan plan bi o peso si. Se wa sha se dada. Ana afi na peso si. Plan bia. Ye besi ama. Eno echi so here solar power. Ana bamba ho nsensem bi ade. Woni ye ni nsawoso. Ne sanso ye smart home. Abefo video bi apesta hye e wo fie. Ana watwuma mo de ma wo. Woni ye ni nsawoso. We are just a call away. Ne sanso wadan de ma han. Ana ofre brochire bedu Ghana. Na wo pe full house, room ana apartment ahan. For short term ana long term. Ye be ma obiane border form. Na bamba ho nsem de. Menwene ho. Enna ye interior decoration. So wasi fie na wie. Ana yesu fie na ma no. Ye sign decoration. Ye be siesie fie ana office so e de ama. Eno e so tom fidie bi. Na wo ho kwa fa so install. Ana ne settings ye beye e de ama. E wo Ghana ubehu yen. Wo mre ofra denta e de wani ache dodoa. Ubehu ye e wo ahye. Ye ne Emerlin Pharmacy. E na wo the same building. For information or WhatsApp 401-7570-300 and a plus 401-6992-254. Pro Technologies. We have the solutions for your security and home entertainment needs at affordable prices.